There are only two things that I drop aggressively. My tough guy act anytime I see a guy who actually does jujitsu, and my guitar tuning. Alright, so we're talking about drop tuning on a guitar, why you might want to do this. I briefly touched on this in another video and some people wanted a little bit more of an explanation. What that means is this is a guitar in standard tuning. This is a Martin D18. Alright, here's C major chord. Up to a D, right? Okay, so E, A, D, G, B, E, otherwise known as like E standard, just standard tuning, all right? Now there's no reason you need to keep a guitar in this tuning. In fact, something I wish I started doing earlier was drop tuning my guitar. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna play a chord progression. I'm gonna drop my guitar 3 half steps, a step and a half, okay? I'll talk about how I'm gonna do that later. But you're gonna hear the difference between the exact same chords because I'm gonna drop the guitar, but then I'm gonna put a capo on the 3rd fret. So you can kind of hear back to back how it sounds. Even though I'm playing essentially the same notes, the tone of the guitar is gonna change. We're gonna talk about it. This video is sponsored by Sweetwater. I'm using an AKG C414 microphone, probably the most iconic microphone in the history of all recorded music. This is the XLII. Got a lot of features on it we're gonna talk about later, but let's just start the test, okay? So, standard tuning first. I'm interested in if you guys can hear that much of a difference. From a playing perspective, it is night and day difference how this feels and sounds, but I wonder like through the YouTube algorithm how it actually sounds for you. Let me know in the comments. But basically I have a capo on the 3rd fret because I downtuned my guitar to C sharp, F sharp, B, A, G sharp, C sharp. Again, as far as the strings relationship to each other, it's the exact same. So now this would be E, A, D, G, B, E if I retuned, which I did, with the capo on the 3rd fret, okay? So that's just a feel thing. Now, I kind of like just playing, keeping a guitar in just open C sharp. And again, a lot of people do it down a full step, or it'd be like D standard, or down a half step, D sharp or E flat standard, right? Like Jimi Hendrix famously played down a half step in E flat. There are a couple different reasons you might want to do this. Besides just the tonality of what maybe you just heard, is you're extending the range of the guitar lower, which is very, very helpful from a singer-songwriter perspective, because not everybody sings in the same kind of wheelhouse. Only till somewhat recently did I discover that like my voice sits way better if I just kind of like use the keys that are more available to me further down the neck, right? So now the lowest kind of chord I've got on here is a C sharp using an E major chord, right? E major shaped chord is gonna give me a C sharp major. And I know that you can already hear extra depth from that. And I think it's just so much richer, and I think a lot more of the character of an acoustic guitar comes out from this specifically. Now, this is a very high quality acoustic guitar, in my opinion. I love the Martin D18. Less expensive guitars actually kind of give you a charming buzzy in what can be a good way, sometimes a little too buzzy when you detune it, but again, you're not gonna hurt your guitar by just trying to detune it, right? It's really just slackening the strings and making the guitar easier to play. The playability is the biggest thing you're gonna notice, right? So what, like, let's say you have an acoustic guitar with bad action where it's like really hard to hold the strings down, tune it down a step, tune it down a step and a half. Heck, tune it down 2 steps if the strings can take it, right? Because what you're doing is just you're releasing the tension, and then it's gonna be easier to hold the notes down. So again, it's easier to play, it gives you an extended range in the lower direction of what you can do. And again, I think specifically for acoustic guitar, that's more important, right? Because it's not like you're really adding extra notes because you're just shifting the tuning of the guitar, right? There's still the same amount of frets, the same amount of notes per string, but you're going lower, which really opens up a lot more tonal capabilities for a singer, right? So again, I think it just sounds so good tuned down, right? And hopefully that comes through because there's no greater microphone on the planet than the AKG C414. This is amazing. It's like there are 9 different polar patterns that you could use with this. They just have a switch that you can bank through them. There are 5 different main polar patterns, like anywhere from like hypercardioid to just omni, where you can kind of get everything around it. I've done videos on omni before. But you can also bank in between them to kind of get like a blend of it. And again, there's like just different pads and filters on the back too. They actually sent me the stereo matched pair set, which is amazing. It comes with, you know, like a full suitcase, and you get a bar that you can actually connect both stereo microphones on one mic stand, which I think is huge. In fact, I just got back from a trip. This is very interesting. You're going to see another video about this soon. I just got back from a trip. It was like a content trip from this pirate-themed Airbnb in Idaho that I went to with a couple friends of mine. And there's going to be some insane footage coming from that. But I wanted to use these mics to just kind of do something down-tuned for a new song that I wrote. And then use both the mics to record like a vocal and a guitar at the same time. The cool thing about these is they also come with like a wind filter that you can put over it. So I wanted to test them out outside. And this is what I came up with. Now, the beautiful thing about tuning down is that when you play I almost feel like it's even richer when you incorporate the open strings in here. This is what I'm thinking of the song as being in A major, even though it's F sharp major, but you'll see me using like A major chords if you're just looking at the hand shapes, but then leaving the high strings open. The most beautiful thing ever. So check out the song and let me know what you think, and then I'll come back. All right, so right now I'm doing some nighttime pirate research. I've got everything set up on the deck. The C414s have these wind filters that come with them that you can put over them. We are outside on a deck recording this. I've got both of them set up into cardioid pattern on the same mount. One of them is going to be pointing down at the guitar. One of them is pointing at the vocals. Let's see how we can get it to sound. All right, here we go. It's funny the things we remember and the stories we choose to forget. And I dive so deep for the good that I've done while my missteps float to the surface. There's one thing I don't have to search for. I can see it now clear as the day we met between the ship and shore, where I let my anchor to stay. I was a hand with a penchant for missing on fortune and fame. She worked in a shop and made candles, a gift and a wax and a flame. Yeah, all my life she was a beacon, a light that would guide my way home. Attached to the heart and not a bit, I'd follow wherever she can go. And I can't recall a better match, so easy as the breeze. Back to the box with the vagrants, no company worthy of her. I whispered a promise to take her away if in many ends of the earth. I think we both knew it was wishful, 'cause you couldn't stand right in the sea. The years passed us by as ships in the night, back when time didn't matter to me. Oh, how it changes, the salt in the air can weigh a man down, but we tarnish and never to rust. I never made good on my promise, but we built a fine house on the hill and lived out our days, the high and low tides, to the season when she became ill. And I prayed to the heavens above us, bargaining if they could take me instead. She lit a candle, took my hand, and through the flame she said, there's a place you can find me. Oh, darling, I'll be waiting for you to join me in between the ship and the shore. Yeah, so I thought that sounded really good. I'm a huge fan of these microphones. I'm blown away by how well it captured the sound outside. It was kind of a windy environment, and I like with those screens on it, it just sounded great. I never really even thought that you could get audio that good outdoors in a windy situation with mics as sensitive as these. So I'm a huge fan of these. I'll have a link, an affiliate link in the description if you guys want to check it out. Anything you get from Sweetwater, please do it through my affiliate link. It helps me out a lot, and it keeps them sponsoring videos of mine and affords me more opportunities to go do pirate-themed Airbnb content trips with other influencers. Definitely check out that video. I think I'll probably post like the vlog of that entire thing in a couple days, so stay tuned for that. But anyways, the main overall thing is just experiment. Grab an acoustic guitar and electric guitar, tune it down a step, tune it down a step and a half. I've settled on C# standard for most of what I just kind of like to do. But again, it's something that you could do that doesn't cost you anything. So give it a shot and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.